Good morning, everyone. Welcome to River City Plus, the show after the show, the River City After Party. And now we're having a cast party. I am here with playwright Zjones, and he's going to be introducing me to a couple of his teammates and fellow artists that are right here in the 904, taking some serious and beautiful messages to the main stage. Zarek and team, so happy to have you.
It's a pleasure being here.
So do you mind giving us a rundown of your team that you brought in today?
Well, to my left, I have Mr. Michael Carter, and to my right, I have Miss Felicia Blackshear.
So Felicia, obviously, she's not in timeout, okay? We're dealing with a knee issue, so she gets a special throne today, okay? Yeah, somebody ticked her off. She just had to, you should see the other guy.
Yeah.
Don't mess with her. Don't mess with her. See you backstage. But we're really happy to have you all in the studio today. We've gotten to just kind of chat and talk about your journey as an artist working in TV and different kind of mediums. So what brought you to the stage?
Basically, I got bit by the acting bug back in 2004, let me say that, on the campus of Edward Waters College. And so I started writing my own scripts, writing my own plays, and before I knew it, one play became 2 plays, became 10 plays, became 14 different plays, and so that's how everything just snowballed.
Yeah, snowballed into a beautiful effect. Now, can you talk to me about the project that is coming to our area now and how everyone has been incorporated right here in the 904?
It's called The Scandal of Bethlehem. We know for a fact that usually around this time of the year, everybody talks about the nativity with the birth of Jesus Christ, the immaculation, conception. And so we want to be able to tell it not only from our perspective, but from the perspective of Joseph, because that's something that nobody's really talking about. What went on in the mind of Joseph as he's dealing with the responsibility of being not only a future husband, but also a stepdad, so to speak. And so to be able to help take care of, you know, the birth of Christ. And so that's the thing that we're definitely telling from his perspective. And so I, along with my good friends here, Mr. Michael Carter, who is playing the role of King Herod, who's also has his own agenda, so to speak. And so he's definitely is one of the characters that's going to play a very integral role in this production.
Now, also, I have to ask, what part are you going to be portraying in this production?
The parts that I portray in this production is I am pretty much his assistant. I am the show caller, and I also am the woman that sells Mary her goodies.
So to speak. So
I was
yes.
the woman in the market. I was going to say the woman in the market. So, I mean, so you are really focusing on unique roles, like you said, that we don't always hear. We always hear about the wise man, you know,
Right.
the people at the inn that said there's no room, sleep
Right.
in the barn,
Right.
you know, kind of the classics. But when I read the title, I was like, is this a scandal in Bethlehem? I was
Right.
like, oh, we're going in. Because when you think about that story, and obviously in the time that this was taking place, number one, you have the woman you're seeing coming to you, and she's like, I'm having a baby. And
Right.
you're like, okay.
Right.
By the way, it's going to be the Son of God. Sure. So lots of things to unpack there for a man. So why was this perspective important? And why was it important to highlight what he was going through as a man who stood by Mary when in that time, this was truly something unbelievable because they weren't married, right?
Right.
Like that was the biblical T, if you
Right.
will.
Right. Because it's so important because it's a love story. Because to actually sacrifice your time, your energy, your life, and to think about Joseph in that perspective, what he was faced against. And so he had all these obstacles stacked against him. And so to be able to overcome that in true faith, true determination, and true grit, to be able to put all his feelings and emotions aside, to be able to answer the call that he was destined to. And so to me, it is a love story between both man and woman.
Now, King Herod over here did not love, so I'm not sure who left him at the prom, but he was not happy about it. So talk to me how you are stepping into this role, because there is so much hardship and hatred, frankly, that was, you know, throwing through this person. But what is something that maybe you want people to know about King Herod that we don't typically extrapolate from the Bible story?
Well, King Herod was the man. So I played the man, so I got to talk like King Herod.
Yes, absolutely. I'm like, in character, please. Yes.
I stay in character, King Herod. So basically, you know, stepping into that role of King Herod, it was actually a role that he heard me talk, and I came in to play one of his soldiers.
Okay.
And so when Mr. Zarek heard me, he was like, "You're the king," and I said, "Well, let's do it." And so we did it. And so the king basically, they're calling this child the next king, Messiah, and that's me. No one can take my crown. I'm the man. So now I want him dead. So basically,
a man.
yeah, just like a man.
Typical.
So I'm out for that. So it's a lot of twists and turns, a lot of scandals going on with it, and I disagree with him on the love story because I couldn't be Joseph, because if I found out that my wife was pregnant and we haven't did our thing, there's gonna be some problems.
The Q&A in Bethlehem would have been, that is and I do think that's one thing you have to say about Joseph is, what a trusting man. Because can you imagine, like, I feel like I'm a good Christian girl. I don't know if I could be that Christian. I'd be like,
No.
I love you and I love so hard, but I'd be like, the science ain't sciencing, the math ain't mathing, it ain't. Yeah.
Something ain't right in
Now,
Bethlehem.
I have to, yeah, exactly, in Bethlehem, like at this time. Now I have to get your perspective because I think that we can agree that, the view on men and relationships, the fellows have changed a lot over the years. And I think it gets harder and harder. And anybody who's out there swimming upstream in the apps and things like that, trying to find a partner, it's challenging. No matter what team you play for, no matter what you're into, it's tough out there. All right.
Yeah.
What do you think this speaks to in terms of modern relationships? What can we take from this? Because you're behind the scenes, you're in front of the scenes, so you get to see it all.
Well, what I would say when we speak of modern today, it wouldn't fly. It wouldn't fly. You tell a guy that, hey, I'm pregnant, and he's gonna look at you like, from who? Because it,
Right.
and you want me to take care of that baby? Yeah, no, it wouldn't fly. So, yeah, as you say, I work in the front and behind, and yeah,
Yeah,
It-
challenging.
it's very challenging.
I was like, how about you? Like, what do you want people? Because you're obviously speaking to a modern audience with a very classic story that you're retelling. So, how do you want people to walk away from this?
What I want people to walk away from this is, number one, learning to depend on the Lord. Even when things don't look the way they should look. We want people to be able to not only see him for who he is, but to also learn how to trust.
Yes.
To trust in his power, to trust in his vision, and to trust in his plan, because his plan is definitely not our plan. And our plan sometimes is not his plan. And so learn how to be able to trust in the midst of obstacles and trials and tribulations, even when things don't seem the way that they should appear. And so one thing I need for people to be able to understand is that this is indeed a love story that will be tested. And the question is, in the midst of a test, how will you deal with it?
What do you do? That
Right.
Like, I don't know.
Right.
I usually cry and call my
Right.
mom. All right, so we are getting wrapped down here. I feel like we just started. I'm like, wait a minute, I got a lot more
Right.
questions, but we have plus after the show. So if people want to come, they want to enjoy Scandal in Bethlehem, take their own time to soak this in, because this is truly a unique story with amazing local talent.
It is.
Tell us where we can find you.
You can actually find us at Ticketmaster.com, or you can go to the Ritz, Jacksonville.com, or if you see us out in your local neighborhood, we have tickets to sell. We're definitely promoting the show, and we're definitely passing out flyers and other promotional items. So we want to be able to get the people to be able to see what we see and to be able to enjoy this experience. We have been doing stage plays since 2011, and so we are not new to this, but we are true to the vision and the purpose, and so we want people to be able to come and enjoy this wonderful experience.
Yeah, thank you all so much for being here. I would say, can we let the king take us out? I just want to hear the voice again.
I would sing, but I'm not. Yes, this is King Herod. Thank y'all for having us on River City Live. And just like Zarek said, the playwright. If you want tickets, go to Ticketmaster. Look up The Scandal of Bethlehem.
Or one of us.
Or one of us. Andre Pico Train on Facebook.
Zarek Playwriter on Facebook.
Felicia Blackshear on Facebook.
All right, that'll do it for us here on River City Live.